Okay, so I'm going to talk about the number 2 on the common essay prompts. The lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you, and what did you learn from the experience? Recently, last year, I struggled a lot in a certain class, and I think this challenge of having a teacher like Miss Nguyen really taught me that you never really know what to expect when it comes to school. So something I learned from that class was that you can't walk into a classroom thinking that what you already know is good enough. You have to be able to want to improve and want to change your ways of doing things to be better. I think that I walked into a classroom with like a really closed mindset, and it was part of the challenge that I faced in her class. And in my opinion, the grades I got in her class and stuff like that were a huge setback and failure to me personally, because the grades that I got in her class dropped my GPA a lot. I had never in my life gotten lower than an A, and I got 2 C's last year. This was a huge failure to me. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough. It made me feel that I wasn't ready for what I thought I was. And I learned later on that it wasn't that I wasn't good enough. It's just that I didn't walk into the classroom with the want to grow because of my personal bias towards the teacher, which is not okay, but it happens. From this experience, I learned that nothing is ever perfect and there's always room for improvement. So even though I felt like I had the hardest year in 10th grade with Miss Garcia, and she pushed me to the limits, and she did this and she did that, it wasn't anything like Miss Nguyen. And it wasn't anything like the 11th grade. It really did affect me. These grades affected me all year. It stressed me out more. I felt more depressed. These grades, this class in general, literally took a toll on me and my mental being and how I viewed myself. Before, I thought I was an awesome student and I could do anything and I was going to go anywhere I wanted to because I could and because I was a student and I had the grades for it. And then I took her class and I got the grades that I did, and I felt like I was just lying to myself the entire year. I've been lying to myself for a long time. And that seemed like the case in the end, but it wasn't. Because I am someone and I will be someone. And even if my stuff may not have been good enough for Miss Nguyen, my work has always been good enough for me, and it's always been good enough for everybody else. And it's not that my work wasn't essentially good enough for Miss Nguyen, it just wasn't at where she believed my writing should be, or my entire way of processing should be. But this class was an even bigger challenge on top of that, because I didn't feel like I got the help that I deserved or that I needed. And that also opened up my eyes to the fact that you're not going to have that much help in college. You have to ask for it, you have to fight for it, and you have to do it on your own most of the time. But that was something that really changed me in the way I thought about things. And that's pretty much it.